All right, guys, gonna give a little update today. We're gonna get all these beets took out of here and replanted. This is a giant beet right here, doing really good. Let's see here, yeah, it's doing real good. Let me pull this out of here real fast. I hate them spiny weeds, spiny amaranth. Anyways, this beet's looking real good, doing real good. So it's should be a record right there. Giant cabbage right here, another giant cabbage right there. I'm gonna pull these all out and get them replanted. This one right here, I'll just let keep going because it's doing this thing. That thing's a year old now. It's doing some pretty weird things. Got our basil here, and hopefully we'll have a state record basil leaf pretty soon. These are lettuce leaf basil, and then over here's the Genovese basil. So we should have a state record soon. Got a giant pepper right here growing, giant cauliflower right here, beans. Got these giant radishes going. We got 3 of them. You can see how much work they're doing. This one here is doing pretty good. It would appear though that they've hit hard soil because now they're growing up. So, but that one right there is really doing some work. So hopefully it'll do real well. Anyhow, giant kohlrabi right here, looking pretty good. And this one right here is just insane. I mean, that thing is just an absolute beast, y'all. Here's my fist beside that. All right, look at this thing. I'll try to get this. There's my fist beside that. There's okay. I don't know if y'all can tell, but the thing there is massive. I mean, just absolutely massive. And should be a state record. Should be like my I don't know, 15th or something state record. Today we're gonna clean out all these other beets here, get all these seeds collected out of here. Take care of this. Here's a giant carrot. It's doing fairly good for for all the issues we've had this year out of the giant stuff. It's doing decent. I ain't had no issues with it yet, so hopefully it'll keep on doing its thing. 3 more giant rutabagas here. There's 1, 2, and 3. Beans in here, giant eggplants are in here. Those are looking pretty good. They're coming to life, so hopefully those will take off and do well. I'm gonna have to put some sort of a trellis here for these beans that are here. I don't know why they're growing like that. They usually just bush, but they're kind of growing with little runners, like a half runner or something. Anyways, this is a giant rutabaga, and it's really doing some work right now. Gonna have to put some more dirt up here because I want this back in the ground. It doesn't grow so much that this come out, but I want it back in, and hopefully it'll start growing again, roots and stuff. But you guys can see this top is growing tall quickly, and it's getting to be as big around. So what I'm thinking is if this top will get as big around as this bottom and it'll grow tall, well, we could end up with that 40+ pound rutabaga that I wanted. I really want to get one 40 plus pounds. That's my goal. Hopefully we can hit it. I'm going to plant some more rutabagas up here. There'll be another one planted here, and then we'll plant some more elsewhere. But today we're going to try to get this all picked up here, this whole area here, because it's just getting to be a little out of hand, and we need to get it back in shape for fall. So we're going to do that. Like I say, we'll get something for these guys to climb on. We'll make some sort of little trellis or something for them to climb on. Giant beet right here. This is a different variety, but still yet a giant beet. Giant carrots here. We're down to just down to a few here left in this. They're doing all right. So, and then moving over here where we were at, we got these gourds. They're growing, and there's gourds everywhere. That's just 2 plants, and they are everywhere. And I mean, just you wouldn't believe it if you come here and seen it. They're just everywhere. So got some of these guys come up. The sunflowers, I don't know if they're going to do anything or not. Some of these here might, I don't know. This one fell over, and I keep on propping it up, and it keeps on falling back over. Got some other things up here. Giant carrot right here, it's doing pretty well. It's not bad looking. Gonna have to get in here and weed and pull out some more of these other carrots. Need to pull our giant red cabbages and get them weighed. Need to stand this back up. This here's got beans growing on it, so I'm gonna have to transfer them over here. Once they get tall enough, I'll put them over here on this one and let it climb up that. We got some other, sunflowers coming up, but I don't think they're going to end up doing anything. It's too late in the season. I don't know why it took so long for them to come up, but yeah, we got lots of work to do in these raised beds here, cleaning them up, getting them ready for more stuff to grow. Down here, we're just about ready to harvest these. We're feeling pretty solid. Some of them are, like, hey, I'm ready to go. So we have to pull them, get them ready. We got more beets in there that need pulled and ready. That'll have to be cleared out and replanted. So there's a lot going on here. You guys can see. Got some tomatoes up here. I need to clean all this mess up right here where this one fell. We finally got our cucumbers, our giant cukes growing, and they're doing well. We got a couple of them setting here. All right, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be good to go on that. Got some more over here growing. And if you can keep these gourds out of here, the gourds are trying to grow everywhere. Got seeds dropping everywhere from everything. All right, so here's one giant cucumber growing right here. He's kind of slow. I don't know why he's growing so slow, but he is. Looks like somebody's been in here and busted a tip off of him. He might grow, I don't know. Anyhow, there's another one. I think we just need to get in here and weed all this weeds out. You can see the different gourds growing and how pretty they are. So there's a bunch of them. I'm just letting them do their thing. I'm just not going to really fool with them much. There's that big long 13-footer that fell. Multi-head sunflower that fell on me. So when that windstorm come through. But yeah, everything's looking good as far as, what I consider good growth for a bad year, right? Y'all can see this huge parsnip here growing really good. We got a couple big old tomatoes set on this giant tomato plant here. We'll have to get it propped up. Got another giant, not rutabaga, but a giant parsnip. A couple more giant parsnips in here. You guys can see them. There's one there, and there's one up there. So I need to get in here and work on this too. Here's our giant carrot that we have been growing down in the tube. So there's that. So we'll hopefully have a nice long giant carrot that goes straight down the tube, I hope. Anyhow, this raised bed needs much attention to it, so we'll get it today as well. And wow, something's caught a bird and ate it. So yeah, this whole place here needs attention. It's just that windstorm come through and killed everything. I just was not in the mood to deal with any of it. So and that was last Monday. Today's Tuesday. Our smart pots are looking good. Got giant tomatoes growing in it. giant loofah gourds growing, giant beets, giant beet, giant okra, giant peppers, giant pepper, giant okra, giant tomato. I don't know why, but I think the soil I put in here is trash. It's just not doing very good. You can see how yellow they're looking, and that's after having hit them multiple times with nitrogen. Over here, these smart pots, they're looking a lot better though. These are, so we've got giant okra right there. We've got giant cukes right here. They're not doing real good, but these are giant beans right here. This is giant bean, the giant bean. Here's another giant cucumber right here. Giant bean right there, giant sunflower. So one giant sunflower, two giant sunflower, and that thing here is growing really good. I think we may have a shot at something in one of these giant smart pots here. So here's another giant sunflower doing wonderful. Look how big that thing is. That thing is just massive. We'll be able to attach it to the fence for the most part, and then we'll go from the fence on. Another nice giant sunflower here. We got some, I don't remember the name of them things. But anyways, we got them. They're right there. Giant beans, giant cucumber. Again, not doing much. I think the soil is a hindrance for some reason. I don't know why. But we're going to have to start pumping them with some fertilizer and really trying to get them to grow, because they're not wanting to do anything over there, which is very, very odd. Here, well, we just got it's just a giant plant. That's just what we got. We just got a giant plant. So anyhow, we're going to move on from here and on to the next. Over here, we got giant cauliflower. There's some giant carrots in there that are long carrots, so hopefully they'll do good. This is parsley right here. Another giant cauliflower, some dill. Then over here, got a really long carrot top. Got some basil, some more giant cauliflower, some really nice big giant leeks over here. These things, guys, they're getting to be really, really tall. So hopefully they'll continue to grow real well. I like the length of that one there, how it didn't really bush out till it got tall. So these, I like how some of these are going to look. They're going to be pretty big, I think. So from what I was told, they could be very, very big. And that would be great, because I'm trying to set a state record with them. And then we just got more giant plant through here. Get in here and clean all this out as well. Not all of it, but some of this is going to have to go. And stuff like all this stuff here, I'll probably let that live so I can get the seeds off of it. But the majority of the stuff's going to have to be pulled out of here and cleaned up and ready for fall planting. The rest of it we'll leave and do whatever it's going to do, like those tomatoes and stuff. We'll probably leave those. All this here is growing pretty well. And this is a bunch of different green beans and stuff again, so it's doing pretty good. We won't mess with it too much today. Brussels sprouts are trying to do something and put on Brussels sprouts, so we'll leave them to do their work. We got this big old rutabaga here. It's doing pretty good. I like how it's coming along and working there. And got some more giant kohlrabi in here. It's doing its thing, looking pretty good. So looking pretty good. And got some giant carrots in there as well. They're not doing as much, but we'll see if they don't change here in the next couple weeks when it starts cooling off some more. Like I say, we just pull some of these out of here. You see that getting soft? No, it's not, but it is at the same time. So that's the problem with growing these kohlrabis. They if you ain't watching them very closely, they'll rot on you. And I think this one may be trying to. I have to get in there and get it cleaned out some, make sure it ain't. See all that? And it smells bad. Yuck. Anyhow, this one here is looking really good. Really big, nice bulb. Very round. Very, very round. That's a beautiful one there. Compared to the others, this one's a very, very round one. So doing pretty good. And you guys know this fella here. She's doing pretty good. Yeah, she's doing real well. So, all right, let's get on. Get in here and do some weeding and stuff. Got some cucumbers growing there. Need to get them taken care of. Beans growing along the fence here. So Need to take care of all that. Then, you know, we got the pumpkins down here growing and doing their thing. And yeah, they're really doing well this year. I mean, for the year they've had, I'm not going to complain. They've had a pretty bad year. This one right here is actually not doing too bad. Tell you what, let's do. Let's turn it like that right there, and we'll grow it on a blossom end like that, and see if it won't grow to be a Cinderella pumpkin. Ain't got nothing better to do with our time now. So this plant is the worst of the plants, I think. I just not really gave it much attention. Got some good tomatoes growing on this plant here. There's one of them down there, looking pretty good. This one is not my best plant though, not even close. See if I can get over here and show you. This thing here is just awesome, looking really, really good. I like this one a lot. I mean a lot. So this one right here is putting in the work, and I think we're going to be blessed for it. This thing here it's got tons of beautiful tomatoes on there. I keep the majority of them pruned off. I do have a really good one going, but I'm not going to show it. But it's hanging on down here underneath that rag there. It's really nice. And we got that one right there, doing real good. And so what I've did is I've let them run the ground, some of these bottom ones like this, and I've let them root, and that's given me a lot better feed, if you want to call it that, or whatever. You know, plants are doing a lot better because of it. So that there's a really nice one, man. I just it's getting to be good, so can't complain, guys. So this pumpkin here is 26 days old, very beautiful. It's the 1533 Rebe. That plant, I can't say enough about it because it started out really rough. Didn't think it was going to make it. It was tiny when we put it in here. Like, it was like a month old and was still being grown in a half-gallon container, right? And it was a very, very tiny plant. Ended up, the 275 Cook went down, and this one was the one we were left with, so I let it grow. And you guys can see it's turned into quite the plant, and looking really good, And so can't really say enough about it. It's looking good, it's doing good. We have some other pumpkins in there. We're just going to leave them in there. We got a bunch of other ones in here, up through there and stuff. We're just going to leave them, and we're going to let them grow. This year, we're just doing our thing this year. Just kind of taking a little bit of a relaxing year since everything's been tore up and busted up and banged up. I'm not going to stress over the rest of the year trying to get them to a scale. I'm going to grow them. I'm going to have some fun. I'll either sell them or I will, make something to make some money with. All right. But whatever we do, we're just going to have fun with it. That's what we always do here. But yeah, so here's this old gal. She's again the 1533 Rebe, and then we crossed it with the 1016 Cook. That's what the cross is. So they're looking pretty good. Well, this plant here, right here, and you can see the tip right up in there, and it'll keep on going down that way is what I'm going to let it do. Anyways, all these, this 1, 2, 3, 4 secondaries right here, right in a row, all go up that way, and they all belong to that pumpkin right there. And that is 8, 16, 24, 32 foot long. It's actually longer than that, but 32 foot to there is how much they've got. So that's a pretty decent sized plant there, and it's pushing that pumpkin, and it's doing pretty good. So let's get out of here and on to the next. I know the anticipation is getting to y'all, so let's go ahead and remove that sheet. Oh, mercy. So this pumpkin, it's filling out. It's really, I like the big ribs in it, man. The ribs are awesome, humongous ribs. I don't know why this plant did not do good. This would have been, because I gave it all this area here that it could have had, and it's not filling it in at all. It's not filling it in. And that's why I'm not weeding anywhere past there, because it's just no point. That's why I'm not weeding in there. There's no point. Stump and main are huge. You can see the main vine right there. That thing is just massive, y'all. You just don't even know how big that is. it just didn't grow. I don't know why it didn't grow. It just didn't. And so you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's growing, you know, and it's growing. It's slow, you know, growth, but it is growing nevertheless. So we're going to let it do its thing. Kind of worried about this little crack up in here, you know, that right there. I don't like that too much. You know, it's a weak point in it, but you know, it's funny shaped and ugly, and I don't know what caused it, what done this, you know. I do like the ribbing in it. Just don't know what's the big deal with it. It could have, the plant was on fire. The plant was taking off. It was growing good. It was on fire, and it was a 1016 cook. And I had a lot of faith in this plant, and I accidentally broke the main off, and so I had to choose a secondary to turn into the main, which is what this is growing on. And it just seemed like after that, the plant just kind of slowed way down, and so did the growth, which is kind of abnormal because most times secondary growth pumpkins take off faster and grow faster. Now they don't have the growth of a main, you know, it doesn't extend very long growth. You know, they'll get big real quick and then slow down just as fast as they came on. This has not done that. It's been steady, slow growth the entire time, which, well, no, take it back. The beginning of it, when it first grew in the first 20 days, was pretty fast. Day 25, it started slowing down. So really don't know what's going on with it or why. I've checked the main, I've checked everything I can think of, and without going in there and really getting into the plant and everything. And I don't think it's the weeds causing it and slowing it down. I really don't believe that at all. I think there's something else that's went on that you know, maybe the stress of just the season, you know, because a lot of things are growing very slow because it's abnormal weather. You know, you're getting really hot, really cold nights, really hot days, and it's just abnormal growing weather. And so I think that's more of a cause than anything. But we're going to let it grow. We're going to let other ones grow on the plant, and we're just going to have fun with it. Again, we'll do just like the other one that was over there. We'll just have fun, and wherever they end up, they end up. And you know, we'll sell them. We'll create stuff to you know, take pictures and stuff with. Whatever we got to do, we'll use them for sure. But this one's definitely the ugliest pumpkin I've ever grown, and has a lot of character. I would say it's probably going to end up somewhere 7, you know, 6, 7, you know, 100 pounds, somewhere around in there probably. I could be wrong. It is a wheel shape, so they go heavy, so it might end up heavier than that. I don't know, but it is for sure solid when you smack that thing. It is, I mean, it's hard as a rock. You know, would have been a good one to have put up on its blossom end and grown like a Cinderella pumpkin, but we didn't do that. Like I say, I don't think those weeds are as bad as what they look. They are bad, but they're not that bad. So I don't think that's the problem. You know, and I get in there and I do weed it here and there, you know, what I can reach and stuff. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to give this one another shot next year, or a cross of it, whether it be this cross, which is the 1016 cook cross to the 665 cook. So it should be even oranger next year, or maybe I grow this cross with the 1533 reed that I got over there. Or maybe I just grow the 1016 again. I don't know, but I love the ribbing in it. The ribbing has just got me. I love deep ribbed pumpkins, and so I would like to try to grow this or a cross of it again next year to get this real deep ribbing and hopefully a much bigger pumpkin. So we shall see what we get. We don't know. It could decide to take off at any moment, you know. But still, 600-700 pound pumpkins, that's still a decent sized pumpkin, guys. I mean, for no bigger than what this plant ended up being, you know. It's roughly 42 foot wide. All right, it's a 42 foot wide plant, and I think to here to the main up there is like 16 foot or something. All right, so it's a good sized plant. It just didn't do much. There's a secondary that came off of this I think it's that secondary right there. Came down, goes over and comes down there. Here's the main, comes right here, comes down and then turns down that way growing. So you know, it just kind of tapered off, and I don't know why. So, it is what it is. It's growing really good over that way, growing really good back that way, just not good right here, and I don't know why. So anyhow, on to the next. I'll show you guys. I got this one growing right here. It's doing pretty good. There's another one in here. Yeah, right through there. It's doing really good as well. We'll let them grow, do their thing. Look at that stump though, guys. Let's do something. I left my tape in there. Daggone it, gotta get my tape. A little bit of powdery mildew starting to on here, so we'll have to get some cow carb sprayed on here today. See some more up there. Yeah, looking pretty. Now that I'm looking, we're getting pretty bad on powdery mildew right here, it seems like. So we'll have to get some cow carb on there and get that killed out. And some Eagle 20 maybe, if that don't work. But this stump here is 14 inches round. It's a big old stump, y'all. Big old stump. So let's see if we can't get it bigger. If we can't grow a big pumpkin, we might be able to grow a big stump. See, another big pumpkin in there. So, yep. I'm gonna get over here and check out that tomato plant right there. I don't know why I did that and didn't leave me a way to get to it. But we're gonna get to it somehow, some way.
Don't forget to smash that like button. That notification bell. Don't get the
Good job. Here you go. Thank you.
Don't get the
Don't forget to share. Yep. There you go. Good job. And
And
subscribe.